What do you mean the Hello Kitty hat is not appropriate given how important this video is? It's an antisocial, it's a collector's edition. That's how serious I'm taking this. Yes, I know how important today's video is. The most important one I've done since I've come back. Gang, this is the big one. I've cracked it. The single biggest reason people were not able to start a business in the challenge, thanks to AI, is solved forever. I've been working for months on this one and I'm ready to bring it to you today. Where we are in the context of market testing right now is we've done all the research, we've established in our market that there's lots of groups, there are people talking about it, we understand their personas using the Persona Forge prompt, we've used Google Bard to make sure there are lots of groups and lots of activity in our particular market. There's one final thing we need to do to test this market to make sure it's worth us spending time with them and putting in the hours we need to build this market. What we need to do is understand if they'll have a conversation with us. Will they talk to us? And therein lies the problem. As you no doubt will hear me say ad nauseum, the quantum unit of business is the interaction. You need two people to interact for any business to conduct. In fact, in physics, that happens is an interaction, but I digress. Market testing, we need to see if people will have a conversation with us, an interaction. And until today, that has been a devastating problem. The single biggest reason people didn't continue with the challenge over all those years, and I'm talking hundreds of thousands of people, was this problem. When it came to the point of having interaction with the market, having a conversation with people, that was it. What's even crueler is they would then kick themselves, maybe I'm speaking to you, they would kick themselves about why can't I do this? They'd feel incredibly guilty about it. They would see people who are making money in the market and realize, I know more than that. I could do better. Why can't I do this? Look, it's not your fault. And after months of work, today, right now, we are going to fix this for good. It is so exciting. The crippling anxiety of interacting with people is real. And if I can get real with you for a second, with the space of retirement and the inner work that I've been doing over the last few years, and then the clarity of having successfully treated ADHD with the miracle of modern science, I've realized a couple of things. This may be helpful. I should say I've realized, not necessarily solved, but the first step is always recognizing, observing that you've got a problem. People find it hard to believe how much of an introvert I am. I'm an introvert of the highest order. It's absolutely true. I find chatting one-on-one in any capacity terrifying. And to a stranger, I'm not going to swear, but F off. In my mind, it's way easier to do this, be ridiculous in front of a crowd. I was lucky in a way. I was able to cope with it and be able to build a business by being very comfortable doing this, being a total idiot in front of people. Not a problem. I used to think the whole childhood experiences thing was an excuse. It's not an excuse. Over the past couple of years, I've realized, given my upbringing, I've learnt nothing. You know nothing, Jon Snow. Bullying, living in a genuinely unsafe household where I spent my entire childhood trying to be the best boy I possibly could to avoid rocking the boat in any way, because rocking the boat was not good. It's left a lot of damage. I have so little experience with one-to-one positive relationships. It's okay. Don't worry about me. I realize it. And I'm excited to learn. I'm excited to learn. And this is the point. If I'd spent as much time studying relationships and how to have great conversations one-on-one with people as I spent learning how to be a copywriter, I'd be Oprah right now. I'd be so much better at having a one-to-one conversation. In my case, I analyze any interaction. Is this going to present me in a good light? Am I being a good boy? I'm like strategizing every single conversation before I have it, running through all the possible scenarios and outcomes in my head. And then afterwards, analyzing, each text message, each conversation, each transcript, ad nauseum afterwards. Now, this particular skill, one of the 10 best copywriters on the planet, and when it comes to writing super prompts, I'm able to do things that nobody else is able to pull out of ChatGPT and the other large language models. But here's the tragedy. We rely on this thing, the mind. Michael Singer, who's been an absolute godsend for me in doing all of this inner work and starting the journey of doing it, tells this amazingly funny story. And I'll probably butcher it, but he describes the mind in this way. You're completely lost. You don't know what to do. There's a farmer on the side of the road, and you go up to this farmer. Hey, excuse me, Mr. Farmer, I am completely lost. I need to know the way to go to Philadelphia. And the farmer looks at you and goes, I've never been to Philadelphia. In fact, I've never heard of Philadelphia. And then you go to the farmer, yes, but could you give me your best guess? This is what we're doing with our minds all the time. Found this, and I suspect most of you, pretty revolutionary. Your mind is truly trying its best. Hey Ed, you want an answer? I've got you. Here it is. We're worried about the AI hallucinating. My mind's training data, when it comes to relationships, talking with people, texting and having conversations, friendships, intimacy, it's the shittiest training data ever. Why would I use the Ed Dale large language model when I know for a fact I was there? Its training data would be the equivalent of trying to learn tennis watching Japanese hentai. The good news? This changes today for both of us. It's so bloody exciting. Acting and relating and communicating in business for market testing and indeed in life is a learned skill. Great news! One itsy problem. The only way to get good is flight time. This is the skill where you need to do the reps. Check out those. Oh, don't worry. You need the flight time. Okay, cool. Not so cool. There's one more problem, and this one's the dream breaker, literally. I and you are practicing with live rounds. We don't even know which end of the gun's pointing where. This has been the cruel reality. To get better, to test your market, to go into that LinkedIn group, to go into that Facebook group, even if you know at this point, all you're doing is trying to go in there and help people to the best of your ability. For this to be a market test, we have to send a direct message to anyone we've helped. Hello, crippling anxiety and a life of quiet desperation. It's devastating for you watching the people who've won the life lottery in the how to relate stakes create a business and rub your face in it with all of their cool freedom. It sucks. So you go back to watching the latest episode of Real Housewives of Beechworth. That'd be interesting. Or worse, and frankly I suspect this is you, and this is way worse, you torture yourself. You spend hours, years, decades watching the market, learning everything there is to know about it, about direct marketing, about what we're doing here. It's cruel. This has been the death of so many dreams. Personally witnessed hundreds of thousands of challenges over the years drop out for extra Schadenfreude. Hope I got that right. The cruelty of an online business is it's so appealing to people like us. I was lucky. In my childhood, I could read really early. And because of that, I was asked to do all sorts of things. I was also tiny and cute. So I got all of this really positive feedback of performing in front of crowds. Did I mention I was cute? So I can do this. So many of you have not had the opportunity to get that flight time in a way that needs to be real. You have to have the interaction. It's been the scourge of my entire practice. This frustration was one of the reasons I retired. So many of you could see the promised land. You learnt about it. You could see how amazing an online business could be. But the flight time, you needed the... Honestly, I felt like I was being cruel to so many of you. I didn't have a solution. Would you be better off in ignorance? Happier? No, as I've learnt, way late in life, but it's never too late. Little did I know when I was using ChatGPT on that day it was released, behaving like a 12-year-old and sending texts to Taki Moore that I'd written and composed on ChatGPT, that it would become the answer to this seemingly intractable problem. I didn't get much out of that first night, but my goodness, it was funny. I laughed a lot. That weird Friday night led to today. Something I've been working on for months. Thank you, ADHD treatment and medical science. I've cracked it. The problem of getting flight time, getting practice at having real conversations, helping people, and then sending them a direct message to see how they went, which then confirms to us that this market that you've chosen is worth continuing with. The step which is caused so much heartache, frustration, internal judgment and guilt, all of it, it's solved. Today, everything changes for you. I'm calling it, this is a game changer. Those of you who've been around for a while know I don't joke when I call something a game changer. When I call something a game changer, it truly is. I have never been wrong, except with Google Wave. And even then I was right. Google totally screwed up its launch, and that eventually became Slack, and that became Discord and Teams. So I've never been wrong when I call a game changer. AI's greatest gift is the safe practice space. Thanks to ChatGPT-4 in particular, I've created a super prompt that's designed to solve the flight time problem forever. Copy this prompt. You'll see the link below. Oh, by the way, because of the complexity of this super prompt, I haven't been able to get it to work with Claude yet. I'm going to be publishing the prompt on GitHub, and I would love for all you Claude fans out there to play with the prompt to see how you can get it working for Claude. I've got to say though, this type of drill and evaluation is where ChatGPT-4 absolutely shines and makes it so worth the money. So the prompt will ask you for your niche. It will then develop real questions based on the forums and groups in your niche for you to answer. It will then rate your responses and give you some suggestions about how to improve them in the future. It'll then give you a report to review. But that is not the best bit. If you just help people, and this is vital, you are not testing your market. It only becomes a test when you send a direct message. Start interaction. The quantum unit of business is an interaction between two people. Will your market have this conversation with you? Once you've answered the 5 questions, ET is going to do something cool. The super prompt will then drill you on sending a direct message. You'll kick off the conversation with the world famous, "Hey, chat start," and then ChatGPT will have a DM conversation with you. It's mind-blowing. Here's an awesome part. I've actually programmed the super prompt to choose one of 4 different types of characters that you will typically encounter where you send a direct message. It'll be everything from somebody who's super excited to hear from you through to somebody who, frankly, is super pissed. It will give you a very special safe word so you can end the chat. It will then give you suggestions on how to improve your direct message and chat game. So you can practice with real questions that are derived from your marketplace and then have real chats and conversations with ChatGPT playing the role of personas from your marketplace. Oh, and when you're ready, I'll pop up and give you a bit of a pep talk on encouraging you to take your newfound skills and get out into the real world. But now you're not going out there cold. You've had the practice. You can run this prompt as many times as you like. You can get real flight time in a safe space. This is extraordinary. This is what I've been working towards all this time. And frankly, this is just the beginning. Grab the prompt in the description below, and please, let others know about this video and this prompt. Many of you are in courses and working with people, and you will know so many people, maybe quite intimately, that I'd appreciate if you share the prompt, share the link to the prompt, share this video, and let them know that there is now the solution to once was an impossible problem to solve. Hey, get practicing. I would love to hear your experience in using this prompt in particular. Please drop your experiences in the comments below. I'm not so big yet, smiley face, that I don't read and respond to all the comments on my channel. So I would love to hear from you, and please like and subscribe and share this one. It'll help me help you by growing the channel. And if you happen to be listening to this in the paid podcast version, hey, double thumbs up for you. Bless you. Let's get this prompt and let's go.